If you're a brand struggling with finding the next hero product, then in this video we'll go through two methods of outward and inward to understand how to actually find the next hero product and make sure that it is actually successful. Otherwise, for most brands, they tend to find the first product which is hero, but for the second product they often struggle and hence are unable to scale beyond a certain measure. Alert, this video is not about look at data. Look at data is not the answer here, because we'll be looking through two important aspects of how to think about going after a second product launch. And second product, what should you decide? What should you know before launching the second product? We'll go beyond the data, the things brand often miss out on. Yes, we will look at data also here, but also things which brand often miss out on which are not captured by data. This video is not about places to look at data like go for Amazon or go at Amazon and everything. No, that's not that. Even ChatGPT is graded at search questions. This video is not about that. This video is more approach level and strategy level of how do you think about it and what should you be aware of it to mitigate risk of launching a product which fails miserably. We have been part of multiple product launches for brands, be it in anything, for example, be it in multiple niches. Don't we follow this two-step approach of don't look outward, which is just data, but also look inward, your proposition, your brand. What does it stand for? We'll explore both these topics in this video. There are three rules when you think about the product launch or even the product, what should you go after? First, you must innovate. Innovation here cannot just be about product. I am talking about innovation in distribution, innovation in margin, innovation in supply chain, innovation in product launches, innovation in collaboration, anything for that matter. It is innovation. Innovation just don't associate just with product. It is innovation with every aspect of product launch. Innovation in marketing also. Now, it should be an extension of the brand proposition. It should not feel alienated for the same customer who has bought the first product, saying that why did this brand just launch this product? It should feel just as an extension of it. And a good example of it is a whole truth, which we'll come to it later also. It should feel that the proposition is being extended to a second product. The proposition or the why beyond the brand, still, why does it stand for? What does it stand for? It should feel still the same even with the launch of second product. Then this is more of optional, this is more of lifestyle, and third rule is more for fashionable. It should attach a brag-worthy proposition. If you are more outward-looking brand like lifestyle, apparel, shoes, it should have a brag-worthy proposition where your innovation comes into play, both in product or marketing or collaboration, anything for that matter. Now, how do successful brand operators solve this? What is the success? If you have listened to a couple of people, which I've done before going through this, before creating this video, of how do successful operators solve this issue of how to launch the second product. This is a pattern. If you see in all the answers, they say all roads lead to, oh, my customer just asked for it. This is the most important part of knowing what product to launch. Because if you are very well connected with your customer, the customer will ask for a second product. And this is also how you determine if you are too late to launch or too early to launch a second product. If you are too late, you might not be able to capture the wave of second product. But if you are too early also, your market penetration with the first product is not high enough, and hence second product will not catch up word of mouth, which is essential for a successful launch of the second product itself. There should be balance of the two. But how do you know, oh my customer, how do you get to that part of, oh my customer just asked for it? Let's get into it. Getting ideas for your product, this is the missing thing which we were talking about, of look inward also. You ask your customers. Now I'm not talking about, it's not testimonials or it's not reviews. Don't connect your customer, don't try to connect with your customer with testimonials and reviews. You should be connecting with your customers with conversations. It's essential for that. Because conversations leads to tones of how they are speaking it, what they are asking for it. Because testimonials can never show what's the emotion between what they are speaking and what the expression is. The expression does matter when you are trying to understand your customer. And when if you have launched a good successful first product, then people will automatically come and say, okay, I'm facing difficulty with this product category also, can you please launch this? The classic example is for the whole truth, where people, they launched a particular, I think it was chocolate, and then people came into asking that why don't you launch protein powder also? We need a clean label protein powder. The whole truth is a brand which launches 100% clean label products, and hence when they launched the chocolate, which was the first product, the people came and asked them, okay, but if you see here critical pieces, Your first product should be very successful, and it should be about actually solve a need and a pain which is not being solved anywhere else in the market or any other product in the market. It can be a niche problem also, that's not a problem. Even Mamaearth, if you listen to the founders and everything, if you listen to a couple of podcasts, they also mention the same thing. They just launched for baby care because they saw that in India, the baby care market and the baby care products were not up to the mark, while up to the international standards. So they launched a size or a variant of a product which meets international standards but affordable to the Indian consumer. This is how you keep on asking your customer. You don't ask your customer. Customer will ask you, but you keep on talking with your customer. What other products, what are the problems you are facing? Is there anything else you want? Here you will get an idea. If you see repeatedly a common pattern occurring of asking for a product or a category, then you know that it's the right time to launch. Here you can also keep getting feedback during the product creation process and manufacturing process of how to improve the product. People are more than happy to help this part because they feel that okay, they're being part of something that will be truly remarkable in the coming months. Second part is the brand fit. This is important to understand what does your brand stand for. For example, Nike stands for inspiration. So it becomes an extension that, okay, inspiration and sports mainly. So if they launch shoes, they start with shoes, but then into apparel, which is sports apparel. That's a good extension of product for them. Similarly, if we take an example of Food Truth also, which we just mentioned, from chocolate they moved to protein powder. It's not something people will feel alienated about because it's just an extension of the main proposition which they have is 100% clean label products, food products. So that is, you need to understand your proposition very well to know which is the next category to go after. And these 2 points, ask customers and brand fit, people often miss out on when they just look at data. Piyush Pandey said a very important line. If you just look at the ad man of India, Piyush Pandey, if you just look at your data, you will never know what actually is going on in reality. You should lift your eyes above your computer and look at the reality of what exactly is going on. That is when you get ideas and genuine pains and not just data here. Data is important, it has a say, but not everything is data. Then coming to data, how do you approach the data part? Read about your competitors, bestsellers and the second bestsellers. Read about both of them. What is their bestseller? Is it matching your bestseller? If it's not, then you can launch the second product because it's a bestseller, right? So you can launch the second product. But also know that because it's a bestseller, that means that some maximum effort has gone into that, making the product great. So you will have to outcompete that part. So you should be very well aware of it. Or you can see your competitors, what are they doing bad in a particular product? Can you make it better? Can you also look at the top less selling products of the competitors from the bottom selling products of the competitors, and can you launch those categories because you have an advantage there of people commenting and people very badly reviewing the product of other competitors, and can you launch a product which people can rave about? That is an idea for it. And you can look into supply chain. You can look into current supply chain and can you innovate a product within the existing supply chain. Here comes to the point of principle which we just talked about in the video, which is innovating in the supply chain. If you can use the same supply chain, similar supply chain, at least parts of the supply chain, and create a product out of it, you get margin innovation here, which means you can spend more on your marketing, you can spend more on your other parts also, which gives you an advantage over your competitors. You think about advantage when you're launching the first product, but why not think about advantage also launching a second product? What's the advantage customer gets and what's the advantage I get? Both should be solved. It should not be about you get better margins. No, it should be about what the customer gets also. Then understand the first product. First try to understand what made the first product successful. Is it because of efficacy? Is it because of the packaging? What it is. What is it that's making the first product successful? Once again, coming back to the point of ask your customers. Then you should be thinking about the margins, AOV, CAC and conversion rate. Now, if your first product has low margin, low AOV and CAC also, then you should think about the second product in a manner which complements the first product, which is higher margins, higher AOV and even if for that matter higher CAC, not a problem. Because that is when you'll be trying to balance it out very well. Because higher AOV, mostly people will purchase less frequently than a low AOV product, but that will balance out in terms of volume of products and the value of created because of that AOV. So balancing both of them is important. For example, Ridge, which sells wallets, has now expanded men's wallets, whatever you call it, has now expanded into suitcase category and baggage category. Now wallet, they were selling it at $100, but suitcases and baggage category is now at $300, which is an extension of margin. Yes, the CAC will rise for it, conversion rate will be lower, but the value created will still sum up better. So that is how you should be thinking about the second product. Next, you should also think about repeat rate and the frequency of use of your first product. If the frequency of use is very less, then can you launch a second product which the frequency of use is high, and hence you can get more volume to build the value, while in the first product it's less volume and more about value in the every purchase. Think about repeat rate in the same way also. Then category of product. Similar categories can be launched in products in similar categories, but also look into product proposition and the brand proposition of what's coming in that way. In seasonality of product, if you have a non-seasonal product, can you launch a product which is more seasonal driven? Yes, you will struggle to sell it during off seasons, but you will be able to capture a vast market during the on season. For example, brands launching sunscreen, which is very much into March to May or April to June category. In that, they'll sell so much more than the rest 9-10 months of it, which is quite evident, and there's nothing to be scary of seasonality of product. It's just better planning and better forecasting to capture the major moment of seasonality there. If you think about this in terms of first product and second product, it gives a better sense of approach and be able to make it more successful than the first product itself. So to sum up, it is about speak to your customers and innovate in your second product. Don't forget innovation, don't keep innovation just for your first product. Innovate even in your second product also. Thank you for watching this video. It was great. Subscribe.